This is the MOBC, my own boxing community. Please like, share, and subscribe.
You know, when I first heard that Canelo and Boots Ennis was sparring, I thought, man, this is great. This is just great. It's a smart move by Canelo. Crawford is a switch hitter, but he usually fights left-handed for the most part. And Boots is a southpaw who can also switch from right to left, left to right, right? He's pretty much the same height as Crawford. Not the same reach, but close to it. He has speed, possibly faster than Crawford, possibly physically stronger than Crawford, and possibly has more endurance than Crawford. And I'm going based off of the age gap, all right? That's all I'm going by, based off the age gap. In terms of not fighting on the actual fight, but in terms of sparring, in terms of off camp, right? Spence, who trains during his off season, unlike Crawford stays kind of in shape, but he's not a gym rat, not like Boots, right? So on that aspect, Boots is the perfect guy for Canelo to pick. And there's no telling who else Canelo has in the gym, within the gym, that we don't know of. But for the most part, and I'm pretty sure Canelo has other sparring partners. It's not going to be just Boots. But for the most part, with Canelo picking Boots as his sparring partner, it's a very smart tactic, because not too many fighters out there, especially at pro level, is going to prepare you and emulate and mimic Crawford like I believe Boots can. It's also a learning lesson for Boots to go in there and have the opportunity to train with Canelo, who they can learn and feed off of each other. And more so, Boots can learn some new things from Canelo. That's one of the great things about sparring, is you could pick up and learn some of the things that your opponent, that your person you're sparring with, the things that he does well and the things that he can show you, right? That's why the Crunk Gym with Tommy Hearns and Jared McClellan and Mike McCallum, you know, all these guys, top quality guys sparring each other, just made them better, and also made guys within the Crunk Gym that weren't professionals or were trying to go professional or trying to fight amateur become very good fighters because of who they're sparring. Now, what I saw, which was a little disturbing to me, was there was a bunch of videos where a lot of channels were upset at Boots as if he betrayed Crawford. And they tried to make it a race thing, that he betrayed, you know, he's betraying his brother and he shouldn't be in there fighting in the Reynoso camp and helping, you know, Reynoso has the scandal with all the guys popping, most of the guys popping for PEDs and using PEDs, you know, some getting caught and some allegedly, right? So people was upset about that. And here's my take on it, all right? This isn't about race, okay? This isn't about ethnicity. This isn't about, you know, in the boxing world where brothers need to stick together and come together as one. No, you know where brothers need to come together and come as one? Outside of boxing, in the real world, okay? In today's society, outside. Brothers in the hood, brothers that's not living in the hood. Everybody, that's when brothers need to come together. But here, in the space of boxing, you can't just be boxing brothers and sticking with brothers and think you're going to learn that it's just going to make you a top quality fighter. No, you got to expand your horizons and spar different people, different styles, different ethnicities, different sizes, and so on and so forth. All right. Stop the nonsense with he was supposed to. I saw videos, guys out there, you know, these newer channels that I came across where they're talking about Boots supposed to stay on code and he's betraying the black man. This isn't that. This is the sport of boxing. I'm sorry. But if you're a boxer, a pro boxer, and you have the opportunity not only to make good money, but also spar with the pound for pound, one of the pound for pound fighters, some have him number one. Why not take that opportunity? Why not? Why do he has to stay on code and miss out on an opportunity on a guy that he's not even cool with? Did you guys forget that him and Crawford barely spoke? Crawford walked right past him. And a lot of you clown channels out there who don't like Boots was sitting there clowning and talking about, oh, he was afraid to look at Crawford and he didn't even want to say nothing to Crawford. Now all of a sudden you guys want him to stay on code and he's supposed to be on the black man's side and not help Canelo get. Look, if it's not Boots, then it was going to be another brother that we don't even know of. Okay, that was going to prepare Canelo. So let's cut the nonsense. This isn't about, let those other boxing fans root and go for the fighter based on their ethnicity, and they're picking Canelo to win because of his ethnicity and because they're a fan of him. They're picking Crawford to win because they're a fan of him. No, you pick the guy who you believe is going to win based off of skills. That's it. That's how it should be. And then Boots ain't got to stay on code for y'all at all. This is the MOBC.